I think the whole thing went quite well. It was very different from any sort of e-learning that I'd done before. It flowed really nicely and there was lots of different bits kind of going on, so it constantly made it interesting. It didn't get boring.
Well, I think the good thing about this piece of e-learning is that it was visually provoking. It was a nice way and a good way to put across what could be seen as a bit of a boring subject. It was put across well because it was visually stimulating.
I was pleasantly surprised by the e-learning. I thought there was a good use of visual display right the way through it. There was a good use of written questions, some video usage and pictures. So I found that really informative and I think it was a good task.
I think the thing I enjoyed most about the e-learning is that I could sit at my desk and actually do the work. I mean, we're talking about display screens, and the best place to be is to sit at your desk and actually do the work. It's a lot easier than having to go to a classroom and sit and look at pictures. It's that actual practical thing of actually being here.
I found the new module really interactive. There was a great use of colours, it was visually attractive, and it was a great combination of videos, overspeaking and things for you to do which kept you interested in the module as you were going along.
I thought that the e-learning was really interactive, which made it a lot more interesting. There was a lot of different areas that you could flick through and a lot of information that was given in different ways, so it was really interesting.
It was good that I could do it at my desk. I enjoyed the fact that it was very interactive. There were lots of good pop-up boxes giving you information on the screen.
I think the first thing was I kind of consciously try and keep my desk a lot tidier. Everything was within reach. I'm not that much of a tidy person, but you know, that's improved. And I think most importantly is the eyesight thing. I try and look away from my screen more often than I did before. I tend to work for hours without a break, and I try and consciously have a bit of a break now.
Well, I think one of the things that I realised from actually taking that piece of e-learning was that I really do need to change my chair. You know, my chair isn't giving me the right support in the right way and at the right height for the workstation I'm working on.
I personally benefited from repositioning my computer screen and the height of my chair, which made me more comfortable at my desk.
It was interesting really because I've got a frozen shoulder which has been caused from DIY at home. I've had it for a bit of time now, and I've been using my right hand for my mouse, probably persevering. I probably shouldn't have been doing. But when I sat down and did the display screen thing, the first thing I realised is I need to swap over. You know, I wasn't comfortable in the position because of my arm, so I've swapped over and I've started to use my left hand for my mouse now. So if anything, it really has improved on that score really. I probably wouldn't have done it. I'd have carried on persevering if I hadn't done the display screen, if I hadn't done that bit of training on the day.
It's raised my awareness, and I've recently become a laptop user as well, so being new to using one, it was useful to refresh my knowledge and actually pick up on any bad habits I might have started to do.
Well, there was a few actually. One that you could do e-learning in a different way and get information across very well, but also about sitting at my desk properly and making sure that I am sitting correctly.
I actually learnt something that I didn't know before, and that was about the height of the monitor, that you had to have it actually lower than it really was.
I think for me it's the posture aspect and the way you sit at your desk, trying to kind of sit properly, and I think the benefits for the business, it's one of the most common things is that people go off with backache and that sort of thing, and I think that is probably the most important thing that I picked up on.
I think what it's done is shown me that a neat app breaks away from the computer screen, which reduces eye strain, which reduces headaches overall. And what it's done, will increase the workflow by ergonomically organising everything on the desk and everything in the right place.
As I indicated previously, I'm more comfortable at my desk. I think I'm a bit more proactive, less distracted, and able to get on with the tasks that are required.
Yeah, obviously, my arm's going to get better a lot quicker. You know, I'm going to feel more comfortable. I mean, you do spend quite a bit of time at your computer. You know, they're looking after my health, safety, and well-being. Really, so we all benefit from it. I benefit from it, and the company are looking after the staff.
Again, I think for the company, because it's raised your awareness on the subject, and the fact that it is now a very interactive module, that it's encouraging its employees to actually refresh their knowledge and skills, and also it's going to help towards working to a safer environment.
Well, if I'm sitting at my desk correctly, I'm less likely to have any injuries, or so I'm going to be more productive, and I'm less likely to go off with musculoskeletal problems.
Well, it's stopping me from maybe contracting an injury that I would have had my area not been set up correctly.
I don't think I could off the top of my head. I think because it was so different from anything I'd done before, I thought that was really just really great, that it was just so different and there were lots of different elements keeping it interesting.
I couldn't see any real changes that need to be made to this module, because for me, being working in the comms department and design, visually it hit all the right buttons for me.
Possibly given some more thought around the title of the module. It doesn't really lend itself to the content.
I think it's. You could possibly say, for every, I don't know, there's 300 people doing it. If for 30 of those people, somebody came down and, you know, watched that people were doing the assessments as they should, just to give you, you know, a sample of how people are taking on the learning, that would probably be quite useful.
The only suggestion I would have is that when I was asked to click on a few of the images, there were windows that opened up behind the screen you were looking at. So at first I thought that the module wasn't working quite well, but then I realised that these windows were popping up behind, so having the knowledge, the IT knowledge, I was able to find the screens that had then popped up. This might be something that needs to be looked at, because if there are users throughout the business who are less familiar with using IT, they may think the same as myself, that there is something wrong with the package.
No, I actually thought it was really set out really well.
There was quite a lot of repetition in there. I thought that we could maybe cut it down to even shorter than it was, but other than that, it was very good.